Hey, Blockhead Traders. Here at Blockhead Traders, I must inform you that we are not financial professionals. Nothing we say should be considered financial advice. We offer our own thoughts and opinions to you, the viewer. We expect you to take these opinions, form your own financial conclusions, and make your own financial decisions. Today is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, and this is Blockhead Traders Weekly. In this week's episode, we are going to take a look back at last week's episode of diving into the crypto pool because that limited time offer sure was limited. Just myself this week, we had to make some adjustments to that crypto pool. But before we hop to that, I'd like to give a shout out to our Discord, a link in the description below. You can hop in there. It's free to join. You can chat with myself, a few of the other Blockhead traders. We'd love to hear what you're trading. We'd love to hear what you'd like to know about, what you want to see in the videos. Drop us a line, say hello. You can also find a link in the description below to thetagang.com/sprocket888. That's where me, Sprocket, posts all of my trades, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's hop to this week's episode's content, and that is some adjustments that we had to make to our play from last week. So we mentioned in the video that it was a limited time only where there was a super boosted farm and liquidity pool. If you recall, my goal is to hoard feed. I want to get as much chicken feed as I can. It is a limited resource that is potentially going to have increasing demand and a limited supply. It's a finite supply. When it's gone, it's gone. So I want to be holding the feed that everybody wants when the feed has run out. So in order to do that, I have been staking egg. Now, there was a super pool formed in Rytell. Nothing to do with chicken. Go back to last week's episode to figure out what it was all about. But essentially, they had a liquidity pool there that gave you super rewards for staking in it. Earlier this week, they shut the pool down, and it was time to pull out my crypto assets from there, as they were not going to gain anything by sitting in a pool that was generating no more emission tokens. So in this week's episode, I am going to take you through my withdrawing my funds out of that pool, and then I am going to go ahead and take what I have pulled out. I'm going to convert my RADI bonus tokens into feed, and then I'm going to take my egg and my AVAX, and I'm going to head over to the chicken farm. I will stake my egg. Now, before I get to the chicken farm, I'm going to stop at a Trader Joe exchange, a DEX, and I am going to convert some AVAX into egg. If you will recall, in Rytell, I was in a 50-50 pool where it was half AVAX, half egg. And I'm going to go to the chicken farm, and it is single-sided staking. So I am only going to stake egg. So that means the other half of what I had staked in the Rytell liquidity pool, I am going to convert over to egg. So I'm going to take my AVAX, I'm going to convert that into egg, and then I'm going to deposit all of my egg in the chicken farm and stake there. The chicken farm will earn me 3 bags of feed every day for each egg that I stake. So let's hop over to Rytell and go from there. We pulled up here the swap pool that I was located in, and you will notice that in the center of the screen there, it says that the pair is no longer generating rewards. Basically, the limited time offer is over. I have about 466 unclaimed RADI that I want to go ahead and grab out of here. I'm going to go ahead and pull my liquidity tokens out, which are about 37.418. And when I withdraw, it's going to go ahead and automatically pull out that unclaimed RADI. So I don't need to do anything special except unstake my liquidity tokens. There's still some things trickling in. They're going to shut it down here in a few hours. So I'm going to go ahead and actually withdraw my funds. And simple as pushing withdraw, and it's going to say, hey, you're going to pull out your 37.41 liquidity tokens. You're also going to get your 466 unclaimed RADI. Is that what you want to do? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. This is going to bring up that transaction because we're going to have to put this on the blockchain. We're going to have to pay some gas fees. This is looking for my confirmation. So it's about 0.01 gas. to exit this. It's a rather substantial, lots of records are going to go in this transaction. That's why the gas fee is a little bit higher. The transaction's been submitted. We're going to go ahead and wait for those miners to confirm that transaction, and then this content will show back up in my wallet. So they are confirming. There. It's confirmed. You can view it on Snowtrace like we mentioned in the previous episode. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. It says now we have my liquidity pool tokens. It's time to go back to that liquidity pool and pull out my assets. So we go back to the pool here. I'm in the EGG and AVAX pool. I want to remove my EGG and remove my AVAX out of the pool to put those back in my wallet. Basically, I'm going to turn in those liquidity pool tokens to retrieve back the stake that I put in the liquidity pool. And you can take different percentages. This pool is shutting down. I'm going to go ahead and put 100% here to pull this out, which is 261 EGG and about 5.4 AVAX. So I'm going to go ahead and have to approve this transaction here. This is going to generate that signing request. This is not a transaction on the blockchain, so this happens kind of right away. But then the actual transaction that goes on the blockchain is going to be when I go to remove it. They'll take that signature that I just generated. That'll be included in the transaction to prove that I had signed it. This is just confirming what I'm going to receive. Goes ahead and submits it into the chain. You can see the gas fees are about 0.02 AVAX for this particular transaction to get back my EGG and my AVAX and turn in that liquidity pool token. So just like all the other transactions, the miners are going to go ahead and confirm this. We will wait. Now the transaction has been confirmed. We can view it on Snowtrace if I wanted. So we go ahead and check the wallet here. We can check to see if everything is there. Sure enough, there is the AVAX, there is my RADI, and my EGG all present in my wallet. So at this point, we are ready to take that AVAX and we are going to head to a different area to buy some egg, and we are just going to straight up stake this egg in the chicken farm. All right, I have all of my assets now from Rytell. Now we need to go on the journey to the Trader Joe to change out my AVAX into egg and get everything all set to go to the staking pool at chicken.farm. So let's hop to those chicken.farm transactions. So now it's time to go ahead and get rid of our RADI and swap this out. We are going to go ahead and go full into the chicken feed, chicken farm. So let's take a look real quick here at the MetaMask wallet, and you'll see that we have about 467 RADI. We're going to go ahead and change that out in for AVAX. And then we'll go ahead and take that AVAX and we will pay attention to how much AVAX we get because we're going to go ahead and convert that AVAX into feed. The goal here is to stockpile feed, as the theory is that is a limited supply increasing demand. So we are going to go ahead, come to this swap pool here, and we are going to swap our RADI for AVAX, and we're going to do all of our RADI. That is going to give us 0.8 AVAX at a fee here of 1.4 RADI. So we are going to go ahead and swap this RADI for AVAX. You can see I have 5.63 AVAX presently. We're going to go ahead and confirm the gas fees here. This transaction is now pending. The transaction is completed. The miners have done their work. We have now swapped 467 RADI for about 0.8 AVAX. My RADI count goes down, and now I have 6.4 AVAX. So now it is time to go ahead and transition that 0.8 AVAX. We want to go ahead and turn that into feed. And then we are going to want to go ahead and turn the balance of our AVAX over into egg. And we are going to want to start staking egg in the chicken farm. So we are going to purchase our feed from Trader Joe. So we are going to go to the trade. We are going to turn in about 0.8 AVAX for feed, which is going to give us about 14,400 feed. I'm going to go ahead and swap this. Submitted. Go ahead. The transaction is now pending. The miners are confirming this transaction. They're writing this into the ledger. I now receive 14,300 feed. So you check my MetaMask wallet here. You can see that feed. You can see that feed has now been added on to the existing feed that I have, and I now have about 26,000 feed and 261 egg. So we are going to want to go ahead and come back to my egg. We're going to want to buy some egg here. So we're going to go stake all of this egg in the rooster, the chicken farm. So the first up, we're going to go ahead and look for egg. Now, we got about 5.637 AVAX. And we want to keep a balance for gas fees. So keeping a balance of 0.25 in the wallet for gas fees, that leaves us with about 5.38 AVAX that we can turn over to egg. So this will get us about another 264 egg. So here we go, 5.38 into egg. We're going to go ahead and swap this, turning that into about 264 egg. Confirming the MetaMask transaction of the gas fees here again. Writing it into the ledger. Checking my wallet, you can now see I'm now down to 0.25 AVAX. And I have 525 egg. So it's now time to go to the chicken farm. And we are going to go ahead and go to the roost, where we can stake our egg. And when we stake our egg, we are then going to earn 3 feed for every egg each day. So staking 525 egg, you can see that I will accumulate a little more than 1,500 feed each day. And now we are farming eggs. I don't have any chickens yet. That might come later, but you can see I am now earning about 1,500 feed each day on my 525 staked eggs. And I have my current unclaimed feed. That brings us to the end of this week's episode. I thought maybe that super farm might last a little bit longer than it really did, but I can't complain about the rewards that I got while I was there. It was a good experience. It was not the end game. It was just a nice offer that we had seen last week, so I went ahead and take advantage of it. I hope you can see from this episode that it's not as confusing or scary once you kind of watch somebody go through these transactions. It was relatively painless to go to these liquidity pools to remove my assets, put them back in my wallet, and move to a different place. Yes, I encountered a couple of gas fees. You can see them all along the way. They were not terrible. It was not that many dollars. In fact, it probably was not even more than $1. Just quarters, nickels, dimes here and there. And now I'm all set in the chicken farm for now. We'll see how long I hang out here. I really would love to get my own chicken. They're just a bit too expensive for me, so I'm going to be watching the market for AVAX prices to see if I can get another good entry on AVAX prices. And once I kind of have some AVAX coin, Maybe I'll then get lucky and we'll get a dip in some of the floor prices on the chicken, and I'll get to add a chicken to my farm. Hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck this week. Remember, come drop us a line in the Discord. Leave a comment in the video below. Love to hear from you. Let us know what kind of content you want to see. Have fun out there. And remember, think outside the block.